there. No, come on in. No, it's fine. It's fine. No, I was glad to get your call. Yes, I haven't seen you in a month or so. Hadn't it been at least a month? I know it was back probably around Thanksgiving last time I saw you. Yeah, you came in to get your nails done, but I haven't seen you since then. In fact, I wanted to ask you about that. Did I mess up? I mean, 'cause we did the horoscope signs on your nails, and I almost wonder, I mean, you didn't seem too happy with it, and I just wondered if you were mad at me. Well, I did hear about the tractor accident. I'm real sorry. Yeah, I hate that about your cat. Um, okay, well, I just want to make sure we were okay. Like, I want to make sure I hadn't done anything. So we're cool. Okay, good, good. And that is no problem at all. I mean, you know me. Honey, you know me. I have movies for every occasion. I am more than happy to share anytime. Um, my hair, well, I was right in the middle of fixing it because me and Jimmy are going out tonight, for New Year's Eve. Yeah, we are. Well, see, I was in the bathroom and I got my hot rollers out and I hadn't used them in a while. And I plugged them up and they started smoking, so they've just died on me. So then I had to get my curling iron out, and I haven't made too much progress, but I'm going to work on it some more before we go. Well, I thought we'd leave probably about 9. Because, see, yeah, we go to the Possum Drop in Nathanville, and then they're having a jitterbug contest at the community center. So, yeah, we've been practicing for that, and he didn't want me to tell anybody. But, I found if I can get a couple beers in him, then he'll go to class with me. And yeah, we've been taking dance lessons. It's been fun. We wanted to do something together, and that just sounded like something like that'd be fun. So we took some dance lessons, and then when I found out they were doing the jitterbug contest after the Possum Drop tonight at midnight, I said, Jimmy, we got to enter that, because he does real good at the jitterbug. Because we've been working on that. In fact, we were working on that for the last couple of weeks, and he's real good at it. So we're doing that, and I got my little outfit on. Thank you, thank you. Well, I didn't want anything too flashy. Yeah, I don't want it to be too much, but I mean, it is New Year's Eve, so we want to look nice, exactly. And then, see, what I'm going to do after the Possum Drop at midnight, don't roll your eyes at me. Don't even act like you're too good for that. Honey, I grew up with you, okay? I know what we used to do. We'd go to the Possum Drop every year with our parents when we were younger. When we were older, we went without them. So don't even act like you're too good for it. I know you run with a different crowd now, and that's fine, but don't act like you're above it, okay? I'm just playing. No, I brought a change of clothes for the jitterbug contest, because sometimes in that conference room in the community center where they're going to do the dance contest, the circulation there's not very good, and you get real hot and sweaty, especially if you're dancing. And the jitterbug it's a pretty fast dance, so you work up a sweat. So I have on this top, which I'm going to wear, and then I have a black skirt that goes with it, and it's kind of a swing skirt, like you wear for swing dancing, and it kind of, when you twirl, it kind of fans out. Well, no, see, this is actually kind of a leotard. It has a loose kind of top, but then it has, it's a one piece, and it looks like underwear, but it's not. But I mean, it's obvious it's underwear, so it's not like I'm a skank or anything. But that way, if my skirt twirls up too high, it's not going to show anything. So I'm really excited about that. I think we're going to win. I feel good. Yeah, I got the movies out. But you didn't tell me, okay, when I got your message, you didn't say exactly what kind of movies you were looking for. Now, I know you're having a New Year's Eve party, but, as we all know, there are New Year's Eve parties and then there are New Year's Eve parties. It depends on who you have coming. So what kind of people are you having at your party? Oh, dear. Let's see, now I didn't exactly plan for that. I did not know it was your ladies' church group. No, that's not a problem. I have some movies here I think will work. But some of them may not. How churchy are they? Are they like super churchy, or are they like Shiite Christians or something? Okay, well, some of these you might have to use your own best judgment. There's one in particular I'm pretty sure you're not going to use, but I'll show it to you anyway. I'll offer it to you. So, my Christmas, well, I mean, I guess it was okay. It started. How was your Christmas? I'd rather hear about yours. Oh, that is so sweet. See, oh no, honey, I didn't get that lucky at all. No. See, Jimmy was really excited to give me something for Christmas, and I didn't know what. He said, because at first he was like, I don't know what to get you. You know, you're so hard to shop for, which I don't think I am. I mean, I'm really not. You know, problem is, a lot of times when I want stuff, I just go out and get it. You know, so there's not really a lot that I can think of that I want, and I'm grateful for that because I have pretty much everything I want. You know, except for big stuff, but little stuff, if I think about it, you know, it's reasonably inexpensive, I'll just go get it. So I don't really have anything in mind. But then one day he came home and he said, Lynette, I got it all figured out. He was so excited. His eyes were all lit up. He said, I know exactly what I'm going to get you for Christmas. I can't wait. And see what we do. You know, we have Christmas here with the kids. And then Jimmy and I open presents at his mom and dad's house. At lunchtime on Christmas Day, we take our presents over there and we have lunch with his mom and daddy. And then his brothers and sisters come and they bring their kids. So it's like a house full of people. Well, so we did that this year. And everybody else had opened theirs. And I had been running around. There was an issue with the potato salad. So I had to deal with that. It's kind of an emergency sort of thing. And so Jimmy goes, well, Lynette, you haven't opened your present. And he's still really excited. And I said, oh, well, let me do that. So it's in the living room. He's put it right smack dab in the middle of the living room floor. And everybody's standing around it. And I'm going, oh my God, what is in that box? I mean, there are like 30 people in the living room waiting for me to open this present. And I'm thinking, what do they know that I don't know? And so we go in there. And it made me a little nervous. I'm like, why are all y'all looking at me? So I'm opening this box. Everybody's already opened their presents. So I'm the last one. And so I ripped the paper off the top. And it was a big box, so like 3-4 feet tall. And I ripped the top off the paper. And I looked at it. And I have to tell you, Jimmy's mom and daddy are bad to sometimes give you presents in prank boxes. Like it will be in a box that's not what you're getting, and it'll be a box for something that is a ridiculous present. That's what I thought it was. I pulled the paper back and saw that it was a box for a vacuum cleaner. And my first reaction, my first thought, it never occurred to me that that was my actual present. My first thought was, oh, it's one of their joke boxes, you know, my real present's in the box. So, of course, I responded accordingly. I went, oh my God, a vacuum cleaner. And I make this exaggerated, disgusted face. And I happened to look up and I saw Jimmy, and the look on his face was just, he was crushed. I thought, oh my God, that man he actually bought me a vacuum cleaner for Christmas. Oh my God. And all this happened within the span of a couple seconds. So then I had to change to, oh, it's a vacuum cleaner. Wonderful. And so I pull the paper off and I'm reading all the features on the side. Onboard attachments, HEPA filter, stowaway cord, and it's an extra long cord too. It's what I always wanted. Thank you, honey. And I had to act like I actually wanted this thing. And so we stayed there for probably another couple hours. And we got ready to go. And we got back out to the car. And I looked at Jimmy. I said, what were you thinking? Why did you buy me a vacuum cleaner for Christmas? You know, and it was one of those rainbow vacuum cleaners. I didn't even think you could buy those things anymore. So this is what he was so excited to give me. And he said, well, honey, you said you wanted one. I said, I have never on this planet or any other or any plane of existence ever even hinted at wanting a vacuum cleaner, much less wanting a vacuum cleaner for a Christmas present to open in front of 30-some people at your mom and daddy's house. Never. I know this for a fact. And so he was really upset, and I was upset because that's all he gave me for Christmas. A daggum vacuum cleaner. So we had to talk about it. And he said, well, if you don't like it, take it to Bobby's Flea Market and sell it. So that's what I did. And unfortunately, I didn't have any trouble selling it. And I took that money and I went and bought a new jewelry armoire, which was what I thought was going to be in the box. I thought it was a new jewelry armoire because I could have kind of used one. Well, I have 3, but I filled them up, so I needed another one. So ultimately, I got what I wanted, but I kind of had to take the long, scenic route to get there. So, yeah. I told him, I said, Jimmy, if I die and you remarry, first of all, how dare you? But second of all, if you buy her a vacuum cleaner, I will come back from the dead and I will knock you upside the head on her behalf. Don't buy a woman a vacuum cleaner for Christmas. Just don't do it. What is wrong with you? I mean, I love him, but he does not think things through. He don't think. Anyway, and I got him something really nice. I got him this Fossil watch. Oh, it's gorgeous. Beautiful watch. That's what I got him. So he got something good. I know you gotta go, and I gotta finish getting ready to go. I'm sorry. Let's look over these movies. Now, if there are any of these that you don't want, especially with the people you have coming, I'm totally gonna understand. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. So you can just tell me, Lynette, leave that out. That's not gonna work. Okay. Most of these are DVDs. Is that okay? Okay. Okay, the first one is 1 Hour Photo. Have you heard of this? It's got Robin Williams in it, and he's got light hair. It's like he bleached his hair. It's really freaky. It's about this man who works at a 1 hour photo place, and it's like he has no life or anything of his own, so he becomes obsessed with this husband and wife and their little boy, and he has copies of all their pictures all over his walls in his little apartment or wherever he lives, and he ends up stalking the family. Yeah, well, I got this out because it reminds me, you remember, I'm thinking it was about 4 or 5 years ago, that young man, he probably couldn't have been any more than 20. Thomas. That was his name, Thomas. Well, he delivered our paper every morning. And one day, okay, it was Symphony. Me and Symphony were at the house. And, she was getting ready. She does that burlesque show. Well, they were going to do a show with a kind of an Alice in Wonderland, a Wonderland theme to it. And she called me up. She said, honey, I need some help with my costume and makeup. Can I come over and show you some stuff that I have and some ideas? Because she was playing Alice. She had a hard time because, she wears a size 13 shoes. She had a hard time finding shoes. I said, honey, I can't help you with that. But she comes over with this big trunk full of costumes and this giant case of makeup. And I said, honey, what in the world? So we really got into it, though. We got her costume already, and we decided what her makeup should look like. And I got into it, too. Like, she made me over. She gave me this crazy makeover. And I looked good. I mean, I kind of looked like a transvestite, but it was good. I mean, it was pretty, like one of the, really pretty ones. And so Jimmy wasn't there. No, whenever Symphony comes over, he goes fishing. That's his thing. As soon as he hears me on the phone with her and I'm making plans, as soon as I get off the phone, he's got his rod and reel and tackle box and he's getting ready to go out to the river. He don't like being here when Symphony comes over. But he knows we're friends and he deals with it. So, and I'm all decked out. Like, I had on, she brought over the Mad Hatter costume, and the lady that wears the Mad Hatter costume is about my size, and so I had it on with the hat and everything, and I had on this crazy wig and all the makeup and everything, and the doorbell rang, and I went to the door, and it was Thomas, and I had only seen him a few times, and I opened the door, and his eyes just bugged out, and he's looking me up and down, and he goes, ma'am, I'm sorry, your paper got missed this morning. And he stuttered out a bunch of other stuff, and he's just trembling. And he reaches out and hands me the paper, and his hands are just shaking. And I'm like, oh my God, does he have a disorder? Why is he shaking like that? And he just kept staring at me and staring at me. And then he went away, and Symphony was like, who's that? And I said, that's the kid that delivers our paper. Well, after that, yeah, you remember? I had to go to court eventually, because he was stalking me. He was following me everywhere I went. He was peeking in our windows. He was leaving notes on my car. He was coming to see me at work. I mean, it was weird. He had all these really crazy reasons to come to the shop. And Trish finally said, "Look, young man, you gotta go. She's married and she is not interested. You know, I don't know what your deal is with her, but you gotta leave her alone." But he didn't. I know, it was scary. I was really scared. And so I ended up having to get a restraining order to keep him away from me. It was awful. So Symphony kept laughing about it. I said, "Honey, this isn't funny." I said, "You know, people get killed by these crazy people. I mean, you gotta look out for it." So anyway, but this reminded me of Thomas, because that's what basically this man does. I think he has trouble connecting with people. I don't know if it's like social anxiety or like past experiences, but he becomes obsessed with his family. What's the rating? Oh, it's rated R. No, probably not. Okay, well, if there's any of these that you want to borrow, I mean, if you just want to keep them, not necessarily for tonight, you're welcome to them. I mean, I don't care. Okay, well, I'll put that one down. Now, this one, do you have a VCR? You don't? Well, shoot. I have one, but this is the movie I was telling you probably won't work for your church friends. But it's a good movie. It's weird as all get out. It is the weirdest daggone movie. It's called The Favor, The Watch, and the Very Big Fish. And it is the weirdest movie. It has Jeff Goldblum, which you know I love. He's my pass. You know, me and Jimmy each have a person that if we ever get a chance, we can go do whatever we want. Jeff Goldblum is mine. No, his was, what was her name? The one, shoot. That Playgirl that was skinny and then got fat and then died. Who was her? That was his, so too bad for him. This movie has Jeff Goldblum in it. It's very handsome. Bob Hoskins and Natasha Richardson. And it's the weirdest, I don't even know how to describe this movie. But I will tell you, it is available. If you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it on Amazon Prime for free. It's the strangest movie, but Jeff Goldblum plays this man who's kind of crazy, and he ends up stabbing a man, or I don't know if he died or what happened, but he had to go to prison, and then he got out and he couldn't get a job, and he ends up being a Jesus impersonator for professional photographs of scenes from the Bible. And I'll tell you, in this movie, he really does look like almost every picture you've ever seen of Jesus. He really does. It is remarkable how much he looks like Jesus. So probably not for the church people. I mean, because there's a lot of borderline blasphemy in here, and it's rated R, and there's bad language, and there's the making of an adult film involved that I don't even know how to describe. That's how Bob Hoskins and Natasha Richardson, that's how their characters met. But definitely go on Amazon Prime and check this out, because it's bizarre, but it's funny at the same time. It's weird. But I still have the VHS tape. I keep it as a reminder. I don't actually watch it on VHS because I can watch it on Amazon. I'm still looking for it on DVD, but I don't think it's actually available on DVD. I've only been able to find it on VHS. So anyway, we'll put that in the no pile for the church people. Now this one has some promise. This one may be okay. Driving Miss Daisy. What do you think about that? I mean, you know the story, right? Yeah, well, everybody knows the story. You know, Jessica Tandy, Morgan Freeman, two of my favorite people. She's this wealthy elderly lady that needs somebody to help drive her around and take care of her. Yeah, it's a sweet movie. It's rated PG, so I mean, I'm thinking this is probably okay. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll put this in the pile to go with you. And then a similar movie, also with Jessica Tandy, we have Fried Green Tomatoes. Yeah? You haven't seen this? Oh my goodness. Well, you need to take this anyway. It's got that lady that was in Weeds. Yeah, this is, she was in this before Weeds. and it has Kathy Bates and Mary Stuart Masterson and Jessica Tandy. It's really good. It's about these two young ladies. They're really different. Mary Stuart Masterson plays Idgie Threadgood, and she's kind of wild. She's kind of not very ladylike, and she does her own thing, and she doesn't listen to anybody, and she's very rebellious. And our friend here, crap, what was her name? I forget. I cannot think of her name right now. But she plays a more straight-laced, by the book person. But they form a friendship, and it sort of tells the story of their friendship over time. And then there's a couple of tragic things that happen, and they have to deal with adversity. And it's just a neat story, and it's told in the future. It's told, all this took place back in the 40s or whenever, and then you go ahead to the 80s and to present time. And Jessica Tandy is the one telling the story of these two ladies. And Kathy Bates makes friends with Jessica Tandy in this nursing home where she's staying. And I love the story. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry. I mean, it's got everything. It is well, now this version is not rated. This is the widescreen collector's edition. But I don't think it has a lot of profanity or violence in it. I mean, it might be PG-13, maybe. I think it would be okay, but now it does kind of hint at lesbianism. Now, the book itself gets more into it than the movie does. That there was a lesbian relationship between the two ladies. This movie kind of hints at it, but the book is more direct about it. But the movie is more tame. So it may be okay for your party tonight. If you're interested. You would take it? Okay, you take it. Especially since you haven't seen it. You need to watch that. Okay, and again, now this is very similar kind of movie. Steel Magnolias. And yes, every woman from the South has seen this. It's like a law or something. You have to watch this movie at least once. It's the story of these ladies here and how their lives kind of intertwine, and it tells their story over the course of several years and what goes on in their lives. Very heartwarming. I would imagine that the church ladies would be okay with this. It is rated PG. But now you have to keep in mind that this movie was made back before PG-13 existed. So there may be some stuff in here that surprises you. Because PG back then, this was made in the mid-80s, I think. PG back then is not the same as PG now. So there are a lot of movies that were made back then that would be PG-13 today. But at any rate, I mean, unless you want to just show I Love Lucy all night, you have to take a chance every now and then. This is a special edition. I don't know what's special about it. Oh, it has some bonus features and stuff. You want to take this? Okay. Now, you can play it safe, and I got this out just in case you wanted something that would play longer than a movie. This is a box set of 16 episodes of The Andy Griffith Show. Well, you can't go wrong with Andy Griffith, exactly. And there are 4 discs in here, and each side, 2 discs, and they're double-sided, so you flip them over. You have Rafe Hollister Sings, Class Reunion, The Big House, A Wife for Andy, The Darlings Are Coming, The Great Filling Station Robbery, The Loaded Goat, which is one of my favorites, High Noon at Mayberry, Mountain Wedding, Opie and the Spoiled Kid, like that one too, Andy Discovers America, Aunt Bee's Medicine Man, that was real funny. It's one where she got drunk, she was playing the piano. I love that part. Barney's First Car, Andy's English Valet, Dogs, 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 I like that one too, and The Rival. So you have a total here of over 400 minutes of episodes of The Andy Griffith Show. So if you're interested, yeah, I figured you would be. So we will put this in your pile to go with you. I wish they had Man in a Hurry on there. That is my all-time favorite episode of The Andy Griffith Show. Love Man in a Hurry. No, it's the one where the man from Charlotte breaks down in Mayberry on a Sunday, and everything's closed, and he can't get anybody to help him with his car, and he's all stressed out because he needs to get to Charlotte. And my favorite scene of that episode is they get out of church, Andy and Barney and Opie and 8B, and Andy and Barney are sitting out on the porch, and they're just relaxing. I think they just had lunch or something. They're just out there just chilling, and Barney's just leaned back and got his hands back like this, and he says, "Yeah, I think I'll go home, take a nap, go over to Thelma Lou's for TV and watch TV." And he says that like 2 or 3 times. And the impatient man finally goes, "Well, just do it. Get up, go home, take your nap, go to Thelma Lou's for TV. Just go, do it." And Barney goes, "Okay." "See, Andy." It's just, I don't know why. It shows such a difference between the city guy's way of life and the more rural, slower way of life. The city guy could not relax. He could not calm down. Love that episode. But it's not on there. Sorry. But I do think you can actually watch the Andy Griffith Show on Netflix. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that, but if you're interested, it may be on Netflix. Okay. And this is sort of a lighthearted, just a funny little romantic comedy. And it's from the 80s, and it's called Overboard, and it has Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. And it's this, she's a socialite, very wealthy woman on a yacht, and through a series of unfortunate events, she ends up with amnesia. And this guy right here, he plays a carpenter, and she treats him really bad before the incident. And he convinces her that she is his wife, and he takes her home with him. And he has these 4 unruly children, and she thinks they're her kids, and it's just funny. Anyway, Overboard, and it is rated PG. So this one may be okay, but again, it was made back before PG-13 existed. But I cannot think right off the bat of anything offensive or really awful in the movie. I mean, I let my kids watch it. I don't think it'd be a problem. So, you want to... Okay. And of course, you're going to have plenty of movies here. I know you're going to love this one. The Wizard of Oz. Okay? And it's the original, yeah. I think it's 1939. And it's in color. So, yeah, The Wizard of Oz. You definitely want to take that. Okay. And you know what you can do? Just let everybody look through the movies that you take and the stuff that you take, and maybe they can pick. Unless they can't decide, and then you'll just have to pick. But just let them decide. Now, if your church ladies get too rowdy, I know I'm kidding. If they get too rowdy, you can always pop in some Bob Ross. Yeah. Put this in, and they'll all be asleep within about 15 minutes. Okay, give them some more milk. Put this in. This is the Bob Ross Seascape Collection. And there are 2 discs in here, and there are, 3 discs. And there are 13 episodes on these 3 discs. Yeah, give them some Bob Ross. Calm that party down. Of course, they may end up all sleeping in your living room all night, but you want to take this? Okay. And again, if you want to borrow this, I don't care. Just the next time you make an appointment, just bring them back. Just bring them to me. It'll be fine. Okay, now this movie I just got. In fact, it still has the plastic on it. I got it at Bobby's Flea Market when I was up there selling that stupid vacuum cleaner. Somebody had a booth set up, and they had a bunch of DVDs for sale for like $1 a piece. And I got this. This is The Truman Show, and it is also rated to PG. And yeah, that's it. It's the one about the man whose whole life is a TV show and he doesn't know it. But yeah, so he basically grows up with everybody watching him, but he doesn't know. Yeah, I like the movie. I always thought it was good. I thought Jim Carrey did a good job. I thought it was a neat idea for a story. So you want to take this? No? Well, okay. It's still in the plastic. I may watch that myself. Now I got one more. With you church ladies, this is not gonna work. I can tell you now that it's too vulgar for them. Plus, it gets into stuff that deviates from Christian beliefs, and they may be offended by that. The Butterfly Effect. Now, this is the Infinifilm version, and the ending of this movie is different from the one in the theatrical version. I like this one better. It has kind of a darker ending to it. It's more. The theatrical version had a more, I don't know, a little more positive ending. This one's a little darker, but I liked it better. Yeah, it's got Ashton Kutcher in it and Amy Smart. I really like Amy Smart. She just seems like she'd be a really nice person. Everything I've ever seen her in. Where he has the ability to go back and change the past, like his father did, and there was a tragedy in his childhood, his late childhood. A bad thing happened, and looking back, he feels like, if I could go back and change that, everybody's life would have been better. But every time he tries to go back and change it, it doesn't really fix everything, and in a lot of ways it seems to make things worse. But this is definitely rated R, so I mean there's a lot of profanity in here and violence and just unpleasantness. But you want to borrow it? Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm gonna put this in the pile for you. Now you have quite a bit here. Do you need a bag or anything? No? Okay. Well, you don't need to thank me. It's not a problem at all. Look, Tuesday, I am working Tuesday. I don't have my calendar with me. I can't remember right now what I've got booked for that day. But if you want to give me a call at the shop, say around 10 o'clock Tuesday morning, give me time to get there and kind of get situated. I can tell you what I've got. But you don't have to bring them back then. I mean, you can keep them longer than that if you want to. I don't care. Okay? Alright, well, I'm going to finish getting ready to go. And you got your movies, so you're going to be all set for your party tonight. Well, it is no trouble at all. I promise it's not. You too, honey. You have a good time and a happy new year. And I will see you next year. Okay. Take care.